We shift gears and talk about something that is a bit scary, but it is what it is. When you hear, or somebody talking about doing 100-kilometer runs in a day, you get scared. But it can be done. It's been done before. In 2023, this group did 7 marathons in 7 days. When I say 7 marathons in 7 days, they did Eldoret Nairobi running for 7 days, 42 kilometers per day. No mean achievement at all, but the team successfully did it. This time round, they've challenged themselves and they want to take it a notch higher. They want to do Nairobi Arusha in 3 days. Nairobi Arusha is 300 kilometers. They want to do it in 3 days. That translates to 100 kilometers in a day of running. I get scared, but let's not get scared. They are here with us in studio to help us unpack and let us know what to expect and what motivated them in doing the same, and also let us know how prepared they are mentally, physically, psychologically, and as they do their runs. It's interesting to note that some of the the fans or the pedestrians they see keep telling them to speed up, and the coach says don't do that because the coach knows what to do. They're talking about a coach who understands everything when it comes to matters marathon, a legend in Kenya's marathon scene and Kenya's athletics scene in general. Let's introduce the gentleman with us in studio, and I'll start with my farthest left. We are talking to Greg Cox. Greg, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Karibu sana. I'm told you're Swahili.
Hapana. No.
That's a good one.
Don't get there.
Okay, I'll not do it for now, but Greg, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Greg, believes that 100 kilometers in a day is achievable and can be done. We'll talk about that shortly. Next to Greg is a man who needs no introduction. He's not even a guest in this studio. He's been here before. He understands matters long distance running. Remember, one of the pioneers of marathon in the country, Douglas Waikihuri. When you talk about marathon, his name will always be up there, because when others run now, he opened up the gates for them and showed them that it can be done. Douglas, nice to see you after a long time.
Thank you. It's quite a while.
It's quite a while.
It's good to be back to KBC.
Hope you've recovered after your small knock.
Yeah, I'm now up to probably 13 kilometers and I'm feeling very good. Yeah, mine I run probably very early. By 5 a.m. I'm out, I do my run, and then I'm able to do other stuff. We all are crazier people doing some different things.
Yes, definitely. Nice to see you in studio, and karibu sana, Douglas.
Thanks.
It's been a while. Stephen, yes. Next is Stephen Ndava, aka TT. I don't want to talk about TT for now, but we'll definitely talk about it at some point. Steve,
yeah, sure.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Between morning and now, you've done 60 kilometers of running.
60 kilometers in the running. And we did in 6 hours, 21 minutes. Also counting the breaks. We are here now.
Wow. I don't want to talk much about that, but let's talk about Adam Masava. Adam, member of the Mukuru Art Collective. We have all the art, some of the arts that the collective pieces that they've been doing, very beautiful pieces with us in studio. Adam, also somebody I know from other circles. Adam is a brother to the famous Patrick Oboya, the left foot that would do magic in this country. Adam,
yeah.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
It's been a while.
Yeah, umenitupa.
Sio kwa ubaya, naomba nikuokote. Nice to see you, Adam.
Yeah.
Also from collective, Mukuru Art Collective. Very nice pieces that we have in studio. We'll talk about that shortly. But let's start with you, Greg. What inspired you to do this?
I think it started in 2023. There was a British guy who did 7 marathons in 7 days. And then I think that was just when TT started getting into running. So we said, let's do from Eldoret to Nairobi, or Kaptagat to Nairobi. And we did that kind of without thinking. We're just like, let's do it, it'll be fun. And it'll raise some money, so we did that. And then this one kind of followed off the back of that. I think just because it was good fun, mainly. And I think we enjoyed it afterwards, once we'd completed it. And it also raised good money for the collective, and we saw that go to work. So, and it also brought like a lot of people together. It forced us to kind of build a bit of a community that we were speaking to a lot around the run. So yeah, the first one was just without thinking, and then this one was a bit more like, and hence why we've got Douglas to help us this time. This time we've come a bit more planned, we think. So yeah.
On a light note, how many kilometers have you done today?
I did 55. Yeah, came up short. Yeah.
But you had to make a detour at some point.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
I had to make sure he was fed after the run.
Yeah, very
I went
necessary.
home, started preparing the table and everything. Pizza came in, even, yeah, he was, I'm waiting for the thank you, but it will come.
Are you sure you did
Yeah,
all
the
that?
invoice will come as well.
Accompanying it. That's a good one. Douglas, doing 7 marathons in a day, in 7 days, 42 kilometers, now 100. It's like you're doing 7 majors because, 7 majors in 7 days.
Yeah.
No mean achievement. As a marathoner, as a coach, how do you prepare your athletes for the same?
Number one, I think it's the will that first drives everything. A particular athlete should come and say, look, this is what I want to do, and he or she commits to it. Then we start doing the training. Like for Greg now, he came and said, okay, we want to do 100 kilometers. Well, I've never done 100. Mine ends at 42. But I thought because they are doing 100 kilometers per day, his training also should be the same format, but with a less intensity. So we started with 30 kilometers for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we went to 42, then the same. And of course, today they were supposed to do, yesterday they were supposed to do 60, 40, and tomorrow they are still running probably. Hopefully they will be strong enough to complete maybe a 40K. So that will now mark probably the height of their training, as now they start tapping down because they only have a week, and then the other week will be heading to Arusha. But there are a few technical things that happen within the training, because first I took him to the shoe guy to go and measure his feet. So I found one foot was bigger than the other. One is 12, one is 11.5.
Is that important?
It tells me that one side of the pressure body is one-sided, because that's where the pressure is landing more than the other foot. So the next station was to go to the physio and try to balance that, to make sure that both feet have the same pressure. Because as you do longer, you will find out probably one shoe will wear more than the other one. And of course, over time, we've also generated a certain way of doing speed work on the track. So Tuesdays is our speed work, and then he does his normal runs on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they are in for the big one.
Interesting, because we are getting some technical aspects of the game that, personally I never knew that you have to also check on the balancing of the body to ensure that, you don't, for lack of a better word, how do I say, you don't put a lot of weight on one side.
There's a few things. There's the biomechanical alignment, which is pronation. Pronation means your legs are inward or outward. That aligns your knee to hip to the shoulders. Then there is the posture, okay? That will determine your posture. Because if then you have weight pressure on one side, it means one side is up, and your posture also is not correct. And then of course the flexibility on your hip, left and right, has to be at least flexible, because the more angle you open on your hip, the farther the distance becomes in between your steps, your legs. And that's what carries you to the distance. Wow. So for now, I don't think that we are able to do it perfectly, but because it's a start, the next run he will be now much better, because he will already have cleared the hurdles.
Wow.
And what I hope is that there will be, and the other thing was the patience and courage. They have courage, but they have no patience. So they need to do the mileage to get the patience. Because no matter how much you think about a mountain, you can't run over it.
You can't.
You must go step by step to climb the mountain. Wow. And that is basically what 100 kilometers is. It is a mountain, and whatever what they think of how to get it there, they will not rush. They must be patient, must have courage and discipline. So the other things will be probably now looking at the hydration, timing to hydration on liquid and on food, because you can't, normally in chemistry we do starch mostly. So starch digestion hours is 4 hours. So you must eat 4 hours before the run. So in the next 4 hours, at about maybe 40, you'll have the next energy coming in. Then you have to refill before this energy starts working. So that is what is going to take, because there is nothing you can eat basically to make you run 100 kilometers. Our stomach is just limited. So what we do normally for us to use the same energy for 1,000 kilometers is to shrink the mass. The body mass must shrink so that the energy becomes sufficient and efficient. That's why you need to lean. Because, I mean, even in the oxygen level of our mass is quite huge. So those are the technicalities that you learn, but the theory part of it is understanding it. The practical part is for you to be on the ground so many times that your body registers it as a daily activity so that it gets used to it. So that is what training is all about.
Wow. And as we talk about this, because the technical aspects of it are very interesting, Steve, for how long have you been training for this in terms of just getting ready physically for the same? Because mentally, it looks like you're already home. You've bought in the idea and you're prepared psychologically and mentally for it. But in terms of physical preparedness, how long have you been doing this?
We have had a short period of training. I think, like Douglas mentioned, our first proper training was when a weekend we did 30-30-30. Then was followed by 40-40-40. Then today is our third proper training, and all that we must give credit to Douglas because he brings the difference. Because before him we were just running, and after him we realized that you're not just supposed to run, you're supposed to run with the proper way of running. So before then we were training just a bit. We would go for 10 kilometers run, 5 kilometers run.
And you think things are okay.
And you think things are okay. You are going to do these 100 kilometers run. That's what you tell yourself in your mind. And one of our friends, who is a very good athlete, was always laughing at us, like, get proper distance. So we've been on a very short period because we came to know of Douglas later. But the short time we have had has made a massive difference.
So where do you train?
Most of the time we choose, like, we prefer roads and prefer silent roads. So most of the time we prefer the southern bypass because it's less busy compared to other roads within Nairobi. And also we also prefer going to Tigoni. Tigoni is also quite good with quite unpolluted air, unlike the center of the Nairobi. So those are some of the good places that we prefer doing the long distances.
And as we talk about the same, the whole idea is to, raise funds for Mukuru Art Collective. Adam, as the founder of Mukuru Art Collective, how does this make you feel when you have Greg, you have Steve, coming out to do such runs that clearly shows commitment in terms of raising funds for the Mukuru Art Collective? How does this make you feel?
Well, first of all, it humbles me quite a lot because I've tried running myself. It's not easy. 10K, I feel like I've run like 1,000 kilometers, basically. And compared to what they do is nothing. So for me, seeing them as a team, working together, working very hard with very good mental strength in order to support Mukuru Art Collective is a humbling experience. And for me, I have massive respect for them because I know whatever we will get will go back into supporting the collective. And mainly, it will be like introducing new art skills to children. Like, for example, we want to start a dance group, also a music group, and also we would like to start a library where kids can come in the evening and just do their homework there. We have quite a lot of young people who are very, they've done very well in school and they're just sitting idling in the slum. So we want them to come there and help these kids in their homework. So altogether, what they are doing will really impact us in a very, very big way and in a very positive way, and not just Mukuru Art Collective, but the entire community.
And as we talk about that, before I get back to Greg, briefly talk to us. What, who is Mukuru Art Collective?
All right. In a nutshell, so I remember in 2008, my brother had signed a professional contract in Czech Republic. So I did a small thank you card to the club president. He liked it so much, and my brother told him, like, I'm the one who painted it. He was so astonished that it was hand painted. So he invited me to Czech to go and visit and also do an exhibition. So on this day when they were like, the day of the opening of the exhibition was the same day they had a home game, and they were losing 2-0. Like you said, his left foot is magical. He went in, he assisted 2 goals, he scored 2 goals, they won 4-2. All the fans, like the whole town came to the exhibition. Within an hour, I had sold everything. So I was given a lot of money to bring back home. Even on the plane, on my way back home, I didn't eat. I thought they would poison me. I had stuffed the money in a small bag, and I was like, and the air hostess were like always bugging me, like, "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Hey, stop! I don't want food. I don't want nothing." Maybe I even thought maybe they thought I had swallowed something. Anyways, when I got here, I bought some art materials and started teaching children every Saturday. And then as I was teaching them, I realized that there were a lot of talented kids that really needed mentorship and really needed a lot of work done to their careers. And so right now we have like a few members who are in that pioneer class, and they are really, really good artists. They are making a living out of art. When you look at their work, it's really beautiful. They are dominating the Kenya art scene, and they are also slowly introducing themselves into the international scene, which is really good.
Like what we are seeing now, you know, the different pieces of art that are there. I'm impressed. This is made of, this is actually done from iron sheet.
Yes.
Because I can feel this is iron sheet, you know, looking at it, and beautiful, seeing the roof. This is basically, you know, an image of Mukuru.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Yes, yes.
And Stephen, I'm told Steve did this piece.
Yeah.
Steve, how was this piece and what inspired you in doing this?
Which one, the small one?
Yes, the small one, this one.
In 2017, I quit my teaching job. I was a professional teacher where I was working in Sudan. And then I met Adam and asked him if I could join, because I believed in myself that I had a talent in painting. So I came in, Adam brought me in, and I started doing a little bit of fine art. I just wanted to aim at it because I was a little bit traumatized by the bombing in Sudan, and thinking about doing fine art and realism work, it took all my brains into that work. So that's how I ended up developing my artistic career. And with most of my work, if you visit our studio, is done on boards. And these boards, I bring them into my life to make a difference for our community, because I collect cutting boards which are used previously for preparing food. When these cutting boards are ready to be thrown away, I actually go and buy them from the food vendors. And they're always like, "Wow, why are you buying trash from us? We can give you for free." And I'm like, I need to exchange value for what I'm getting, because this one will also change my life. I also need it to impact someone's life. So that's how I end up using different kind of material, especially material that I think is waste, and bring it back to life.
Thank you very much. You know, very interesting and very beautiful pieces here in studio. I mean, Greg, you partnered with Mukuru Art Collective, and this is not the first time. Like you mentioned, in 2023, whatever you did came in to support them. Why Mukuru Art Collective and not any other? What is that one thing that, you know, inspired you to partner with Mukuru Art Collective?
I think I kind of stumbled across the guys a few years ago, in 2021 maybe, and then was back into, I'm originally from the UK, so I was back into, and would always kind of hang out and became friends, but also saw that, I think the first time I came, they had maybe 1 or 2 studios upstairs, and every time I'd come back, it would grow, it would grow, it would grow. So I don't know, it's nice to raise money and see the impact directly. And I think that's the first time we did that. We worked with Adam, and obviously Stephen is involved, you know, so it feels like there's such a close handover, and you can, yeah, the money goes directly into the art collective, and it kind of, yeah, and then you see, okay, they've opened up this studio now, and now they're able to house 5 more artists or 10 more artists or do something. So I think that was why it was nice. Yeah, I think we and it's also fun, like, you know, like, that's it. Like, we enjoyed the 7 in 7 so much. So yeah, like, if you're going to do something horrible, you might as well do it. It's more fun, like, so,
Horrible fun.
yeah,
horrible
in
fun.
the same
So we're
sentence.
balancing
Crazy
out.
fun.
Greg, now let's talk about the plan before I get to Coach Douglas. Let's talk about the plan on how you intend to achieve the 100 kilometers in a day. Do you have a target that we leave Nairobi on the 25th? Because you're starting off on the 25th. If we left Nairobi on the 25th, which route are you taking? Has that all been cleared up, or how will you know that we've done 100, guys? It's time to take a rest.
Yeah, we know we're going to start up towards Limuru, and then we'll stop in Kajiado, and then down to Namanga, and then Namanga too. So that's kind of our blocks. You know, Limuru to Kajiado is 100, and then the next 100 gets us to Namanga, and then the next 100 gets us to Arusha. So it's basically now, luckily, the one that we had last time, there was a lot of down that Eldoret. We were trying to avoid the highway or the busy road, so we had a lot of navigating that Stephen and Adam mastered, but it was a lot on smaller roads, whereas this time we don't have that luxury, so it's just pretty much straight down
To the border.
to the border, and it's pretty much one road. I think we have one choice getting out of Nairobi, and we need to decide on that
Yeah, true.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
I've personally been to Arusha, you know, of course, driving, and it's quite a distance. Douglas, you know, for them to do this, you must be thinking about, you know, safety of the team, safety of them, and in terms of the starting times in the morning, and based on your experience, you must be knowing these are the best times to achieve this kind of distances when the sun is still not up there. Yeah. Are those some of the things that you're putting in consideration as you now lay the strategy on how to achieve 100 day 1 and when to do the 100 day 2 in terms of the full program of the entire 3 days?
I think number 1 would be their footwear. They need good tires, because this what they have used already are not going to go through. So first they have to get new tires. That's a pair of shoes. And I think the second one is how many hours are they going to run before the sunrise? Because that is the only time you can cover more distance cooler. The cooler it is, the better for you to run. So by the time the sunrise is up, you need to be at a certain place. Then when the sun rises, then how many hours into the sunrise are you going to be running? So the earlier they wake up, the better. So that means already automatically they need a team to first and most have their own security on point. Then number 2, the same team also will do hydration in liquid, and they will also do hydration in food, and the timing, and they should not miss a particular hydration, yeah? And then for the eventuality of what happens is basically we also need to know which other points can we stop in for medical checkup, or if anything goes wrong. And then do we have a physio on board? We need to have a physio on board. So all this team has to be now like one wheel rotating together, in synchronizing each other, because that is how it has to be. And of course you have the lead car and the back car support inside. Of course we also need somebody who understands the drivers who are coming, who can warn them what happens, because you're looking forward, you're not seeing behind. So the person who's behind, and you know naturally what happens when drivers see runners on the road, some of them think they can come, overtake, and then try to sneak in, because they don't assume runners should be on the road. So those are now the people who to take care. Maybe you can put a biker, somebody with a bicycle, to be able to direct the oncoming traffic into Nini. But the blocks, as he has said, from Limuru to Kajiado is 1 block. From Kajiado to over the border, they have to cross the border and sleep on the other side of the border, because they'll meet the Tanzanian team on the other side. So that evening will be briefing and also aligning to them, because they have no idea what from Arusha to the other side what is being planned for. So I think those are some of the plans that need to be done.
Steve, as we start, now winding up, what can you, promise Kenyans? Because you are not a professional athlete, but it looks like through this initiative, you are telling Kenya that you must not be a professional athlete to just be active and be out there in terms of meeting an objective, more so through active, healthy living.
Sure. What I'm promising is that I want to first encourage anyone. You don't have to be a professional to venture into something extreme. So it's possible for anyone to do it. It's possible for anyone in any profession to do it. So it's always in here, in mind. So if you want to go for something, just go for it. I think that's what made me to go for it, because I remember 2 years ago, the first day I ran a half marathon, and I was actually somewhere resting, taking my beer nicely, and then this guy calls me 10 p.m. at night, asking me, I have a ticket, do you want to run Expresso Marathon tomorrow? I was like, should I drop my beer? Go run? I told him, yes, I'm going to take it, and since I took that opportunity, it has made the difference.
They say the rest is history, but in this case, it's never been history. It's history in the making, because you continue.
Sure.
Adam,
Yes.
now that Mukuru Art will be beneficiaries of this, are you accompanying the team, and what can you promise them in terms of just having the continuity?
I'm absolutely accompanying them. I will be in one of the events to support, and my promise to them for the incredible work they intend to do in order to fundraise for us is that all the finances will be used in a positive way. The impact that will be created from those finances will be massive in our community, and I'm sure we will build a lot of artists, and our art field will spread quite big.
Thank you very much. I'm told time is not on our side, but I'll give you 30 seconds, Greg.
TT, you can have the 30. He's much more eloquent.
Then
Yes, before I come to Douglas.
Then I love
yes.
60.
No, 30 seconds, quickly, 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
Message, to the entire country.
So people, please come in, support us in whatever means you want to support us.
How do they support? Is there...
Yeah, those ones, we have built a GoFundMe page that we will be sharing on our social medias. And also, if you want to M-Pesa us, you can also... Greg, can you give me my number? I've just forgotten it.
You have a number that maybe...
Yeah.
Where
Yes,
M-Pesa will be going through?
Yeah, so you want the number?
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you're not comfortable...
No.
Yes.
07973 134 87.
079?
73 134 87.
87.
Yeah.
So you can get in touch and, just support. You have 30 seconds, Douglas, very fast.
For me, I think I want to ask all the Kenyans to support. And what I'm asking the team, I think we'll have a photographer who will capture the best moments. And I would like those best moments to be turned into a painting, so that each Kenyan can also donate in form of purchasing that particular moment of what will transpire from Nairobi to Arusha. And I think that way we'll have contributed and help our young artists who are coming from Mukuru to become better artists, if not in Kenya or in Africa, in the world.
In the world. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, Greg Cox. We wish you all the best, believing that you'll be able to do the 100 without, detour for a pizza. Douglas, wishing you all the best as you continue coming up with the program for them. Thank you very much, Steve, TT, and hoping that, you will achieve, not even hoping, we believe you will achieve. Adam, wishing you all the best with Mukuru Collective Art as well, and hoping that, like Douglas says, Kenyans can come out there in large numbers to buy the different pieces of beautiful stuff there. On behalf of everyone who's been behind this, the transmission controller, the director, the producer, the cameraman, the sound technicians, the camera ladies, we want to say thank you very much for having been part of this. As I always say, kuonana kesho ni majali yake Mwenyezi Mungu. Bye for now, and keep it KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.